Hey, make sure you check us out at the realestateandchillpodcast.com. Buy your real estate merch now. Real estate merch with swag. A brand for hustlers only. Let's go!
Welcome back to the newest episode of the Real Estate and Chill Podcast. I'm your host, James Shouty, here for all your residential financial needs. Here with
Kevin Iglesias, associate real estate broker. As always, we bring you nothing but $1 million episodes. This is episode 103. We got the young man in the building. He's flipping every house out there, every zombie home, every dirty house that you don't see on HGTV. He's flipping. We got the man himself, Ray Williams, in the building. Let's go.
Thanks, guys. So, yeah, flipping houses in Long Island is an interesting thing, like you said. Dirty houses, every house that nobody wants to touch. Interesting thing about Long Island is that you guys know turnover is crazy. There's like hundreds of foreclosures every single day. Auctions are packed, and we're just out here, man, trying to make some money, trying to flip some houses, and make a bigger name for ourselves.
Give us a little background, man. How you started, how old you are, because you're a young guy, bro, and you're flipping houses.
Yeah, bro. So I'm 25 years old. I started flipping houses when I was 18. I got into this business by accident. It's kind of funny. I used to do construction since I was 16 with my pops, and basically we ended up purchasing our first house from a flipper. So we made that connection. We kind of told him, like, hey, we can do the construction for you. We made a really good relationship, and then eventually we were kind of like, hey, we know how to do this. We know what he's doing. Why don't we just jump in and try to do it? And my pops got sick. Unfortunately, he stopped doing construction, and I took over. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start buying houses, and I'm going to make some money for my family. I'm going to do things the right way. So I purchased my first house. We did fucking horrible. we lost like 30 grand. But it's cool, It was like a learning curve. Second house, we did better. We made 60, so we made back the 30 plus another 30, so that was nice. And then we just kept compounding. You know how it goes. After 4 or 5 flips, you figure out what you have to do. You start locking in banks, making connections. And yeah, we took off from there, bro. So since then, we've done probably close to 600 houses now.
600 houses.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow. That's a crazy number.
Small show. It's not many of us. My team's only 5 people. So
wow.
And you're 25 years old, 600 plus houses. Sheesh.
Yeah, bro.
That's super impressive, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, what I learned early is that and this is just in life in general, if you make a process for something, it becomes a lot easier to do it. So very early when I got into the real estate business and I got into flipping, I decided I was going to make a process. So once I made that process and I had it down, it was just rinse and repeat. And we just kept doing it, and we lost count. And then by the time we knew it was like, whoa, we're here.
I love that. And yeah. I resonate with that too. Same thing with mortgage industry. Everything comes down to a process. That's just what it is. You have this exact way of doing it. You run everything the same way. And then it's like clockwork. Like, I don't have to worry. I don't have to stress about deals. I know exactly the next steps on everything. So that's awesome. I resonate with that.
You know what's impressive, though, is that first flip, you lost $30,000, right? And you didn't stop. You're like, you know what? This is a learning curve. Now I know what not to do, and I'm going to move forward. I'm going to push forward full force. A lot of people would be like, you know what? I lost $30K. This is not for me. I'm out. But sometimes bosses take losses, and you learn from it, and you expand.
Well, the interesting thing about it was I was in a position, bro, is I had quit my job to flip houses. So I was working for TSA. You guys all know TSA is horrible, bro.
I just came back from Texas. Yeah,
the worst government job ever, bro. Like, I can't stand it. It was probably the worst thing I ever did in my life. So shout out to those guys who can deal with that job because, bro, dealing with the public in that environment is insane. But long story short, I had quit my job. I had saved all the money I had, and I was like, what do I do? This is it. And I put it onto this crib, and it failed. And I was like, well, I can't stop. I'm not going back to TSA, and I'm not going to go work somewhere else. I was like, this is what I have to do. So, I just got back up on the horse, and I was like, yo, I'm going to find more investors. I'm going to take another shot at this, and somehow it worked out, bro.
All right, so let's rewind back. The first house that you flipped and you purchased, where was that property?
So that property was in Jamaica, Queens.
Jamaica, Queens. Okay.
Yeah, so I purchased like a Tudor house in Jamaica, Queens. It was probably the most rundown house in one of the worst neighborhoods.
And this was in what year?
Sheesh. I was 18, so what am I now? 25. So if we go back from 2023, what is that? That's
almost 7 years.
Yeah.
So 2016.
Yeah.
So you bought a house in 2016. What was the purchase price back then?
We actually got it for a really good price. We got the house for $165, believe it or not.
Sheesh, in Jamaica, Queens.
Yeah, bro. It wasn't bad. It was a small Tudor though. You know what I'm saying?
What was the rehab on it?
The rehab was supposed to be like 150, something like that.
Okay.
And then we got shut down by New York Building Department. Shout out to them. They'll stop you for anything. So yeah, they shut us down, and not having the experience, bro. It wasn't so much of the construction costs that got me messed up or the house. It was more of like the holding time and trying to figure things out as I went. So it was like, okay, where do I find an architect? Now I got the architect. He takes, I don't know, 3 weeks to draw up the plans at the time. And then it was like, well, what's next? Now I have the plans. How do I get through the parameters of getting a building permit, getting a plumber to sign off on plumbing, and the whole 9 yards? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, bro. People think flipping a house is easy, and the permitting process can make it very complicated, especially if you don't know how to navigate it. So me being novice at that time, I was just learning how to navigate everything. And New York City is not the place. It's not the place to just jump in the water. Like, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So I was kind of just in there drowning, trying to figure it out. And I have this huge hard money, payment that I'm carrying, and it was like just destroying me. But eventually, obviously, we got the permits. We found an expediter. Expediter helped us out, got us out of that stop work order. And, we finished the house, but unfortunately, the holding cost just destroyed us. By the time we sold it and all the other things, it was crazy.
So how long did you hold on to the property for?
Damn, I don't want to say, bro. It's like
because typically it's like to do the whole renovation in like, I don't know, 3 months or so, no?
Yeah, for me now, I can flip a house in literally 60 days. If it wasn't for laws stopping us from selling quickly, bro, I would turn over houses in 15 days.
That's quick.
Yeah. So we have a really good process now, but I mean, let's just say it was longer than 6 months. And that didn't go too well.
But you learned from it. You know what I mean? That's you took a loss, but you made the money back on the next deal.
Yeah, well, you know what they say, bro. I paid the learning tax. So I paid the learning tax on that deal, and it was cool. I'm fine with it. Well, not unfortunately. Fortunately, that made me who I am today. So, can't complain about it.
And you were 18 years old at the time. I mean, I don't know any other 18 years old, people who are just like, you know what, let me go buy a house and flip it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was driven, bro. Like I said, my mentor was somebody who I was working for, doing construction for since I was 16. So 2 years, I'm watching this guy have this particular lifestyle, cars, houses, pool parties, and I was like, I need this. You know what I'm saying? And my family, bro, like, we didn't grow up having a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? My family busted their ass to support me and support my siblings. So I was like, bro, it's time for me to return the favor and figure shit out. Because I was a bad kid, bro. Like, I gave my parents a hard time.
So was Jimmy.
Yeah,
I was a good kid. I was a good kid growing up, always.
Yeah, I don't
Evan on the other hand.
Nah, I was pretty bad.
Yeah, bro. You know how it is, bro. When you're young, you run around like a knucklehead. You do things you shouldn't do, and I just gave my parents a hard time, bro. I wasn't going to school, so it was like, bro, what are you gonna do with yourself? It's like, you're not going to school.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have going for you? I was pretty lucky that I got that TSA job, and then like. You know how Spanish parents are, bro. When you get a good job, it's like, okay, you're good. And if you lose that job, it's like, oh, you're a fucking disappointment. It's like all over. So yeah, we got out of that. We got out of TSA. My parents were like, what the hell are you doing? You just quit like a government job. Like, this is all you could have.
Good benefits,
yeah, exactly.
Insurance, medical. So yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah, so they was like, this is all you got. What are you doing? And I was like, you know what? It's cool. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to do what I have to do. And you know what's the crazy thing too, bro? I didn't even mention it. So I had my first kid when I got into this flip. So think about that. I was flipping a house.
You were 18?
Yeah.
With your first kid?
Yep. So I was flipping a house, and I was having, having a baby. Like, well, I wasn't having it, but,
a
at
lot
the
of
time.
life experience.
Yeah, bro. So.
That's a lot at once, bro.
Bro, you have no idea.
You grew up quick.
Yeah, I had no choice. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm dealing with big money that I've never seen before. I went from making $50,000 a year to dealing with $50,000 spending in a week.
And when you're 18 years old, $50,000 is a lot of money. Like, you're thinking like, yeah, this is good money. I'm pretty good now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. At the time, I was like, yo, you know what? I'm set. You know what I'm saying? When I was at TSA. And then you get that draw from the hard money lender, and you're like, oh shit, I got 60 grand in my bank account. So it was an interesting learning curve. I'm grateful for it, and it's made me who I am today, and it's made me millions of dollars, bro. So flipping houses is incredible. It's been incredible for me. You hear a lot of people talk bad about flipping houses. But I think if you're in the right market and you make the right moves, this can definitely be very profitable, and you can make millions of dollars off of it. I
really resonate with your story. You know why? Because I was 17 years old when I had my first son. So I was young, and I was still in high school at the time. So I wasn't out of high school. I had to get 2 jobs. I was like, damn, that made me grow up quick and really made me man up. Because you have to take care of somebody else now. Somebody else depends on you. So you have to go full hustle mode with no excuses.
Yeah, it's not even that, bro. It's that, but it's the pressure, too. Like, I know you can relate. When you have all that pressure on you, you're like, shit, if I fail right now, it's all over. And that's just in your head. Like, you go to sleep and you're thinking about that. Yep. So at that time, bro, it was like, it was so much, like, mental strength that I had to be having a kid. At the same time, I quit my job to go to this big learning curve of learning how to flip houses, and at the same time, I kind of just put my construction company like on the back burner. Construction company was like what was making me money on the side at the time before my pops got sick. We would get jobs. I would go people's houses and sell them on kitchen and bathroom models, and my pops would oversee the jobs. So when he got sick, it was like, damn, now I can't really do construction because I'm at TSA. I don't want to be at TSA, so what do I do? And I knew construction wasn't going to fulfill what we needed to survive at the time. So I was like, all right, I want to pick up the slack from my pops, so let's do this. Let's just jump into this house. I have some money saved up, and yeah, bro, that's literally what pushed me to do it. It was like kind of like a do or die moment for me.
Yeah, you're backed into a corner 100%. That's exactly what I'm getting from the situation.
Yep.
Backed into a corner, you have no other way.
Yeah.
Like you got to go through it. Like,
yeah, it was like, bro, go through the wall or just don't do anything and stay stuck. So it was like, bro, I'm going through the wall.
Like, have to. Yeah.
And that's when you know what you're truly made of. When the pressure is on and your back is against the wall, are you going to fumble or are you going to, go full force and not let anything hold you back?
And that's what it is, bro. Most people now, like we're groomed to go to college. We're groomed to just get a job and settle down. And that's it. That's the end of life. Take a vacation maybe once or twice a year. And, bro, like, see, the reason I got into real estate is completely different reasoning. I wasn't even thinking about, like, becoming an entrepreneur or any of that. I was like, bro, I need to support my family, and I need to take care of this kid I have on the way. I was like, what do I do? And it was the only thing I could think of, bro. It was the only thing I knew. I only knew how to fix houses and what construction was. Anything else, I had no idea, bro.
What do your parents say when you quit the TSA job?
Bro, they were pissed.
Because Spanish parents you're like, exactly, like, what are you doing? You have it set, what are you going to do now?
Exactly, bro. So that's exactly what it was like. It was literally probably one of the worst feelings I ever had to go through because my parents were proud that I got this job. I'm going to be, like, straight honest, bro. I dropped out of high school when I was 16 years old, right when I started my construction company. So at that point, my parents was like, it's either you're going to work with your pops and make some money or you're just going to be a nobody and do nothing. So when I got that job at 18 and they called me, they was like, hey, listen, we're calling you to come work for TSA. My parents were like, holy shit, you got an opportunity. Take it. You didn't go to college. You didn't finish high school. This is one thing you can do right. And then when I quit, it was kind of like, wow, you fucked up the last opportunity you had. So it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But, fast forwarding to now, the way my parents feel and the things I've been able to give them. I retired my mom. I retired my pops. I bought them a beautiful house in Amityville Harbor. So I know now they're super, super proud of me. But at the time, bro, I knew they were like, what the hell are you doing?
That must feel so good. Like knowing that like all the suffering, everything you did was worth it. Like you took care of everybody. Like you got that feeling at such a young age.
Yeah.
Like that's huge.
Bro, I live by the same rules that we live by in real estate. Sweat equity in life and sweat equity in houses, bro. It's the same thing, You put in that pain and, bro, you will get rewarded. And that's the problem. Most people don't want to put in that work ethic or that pain. But if you do, it's so rewarding, bro.
It is. Man, I'm just listening to your story and I'm just like listening to everything you say because we have so many similarities. Because the same thing with me when I quit and I was telling my parents, yo, I'm going to do real estate. Like, why are you gonna do that? There's no health benefits. You know, there's no security. You're gonna have to depend on yourself. And I was like, no, trust me, I got this. And when they start to see me like growing and selling houses and buying houses, it's like, damn. See, I always believed in you. I'm like, you just said before that you didn't want me to quit. It was the worst decision of my life.
Yeah, bro, that's literally how Spanish parents
But that's how Spanish parents are. Yeah, they're like that. Like, no, don't do that. And they were like, yeah. See, I always believed in you.
It was like deep down, we knew you had that in you. It's like, no, you didn't. You told me I'm a failure.
But that's amazing. So you're 25 years old, right? You've retired to your parents. Like, what's the end goal for you? Because I feel like, for me, that would be such a big accomplishment, right? I feel like what's on your checklist for you to do to be like, you know what, I've succeeded, I could relax a little bit. What's that look like for you?
So, honestly, I feel like I've gotten everything I could want in life. In the most humble way, I was able to purchase a house for my parents, purchase a house for myself. I got to drive all these exotic sports cars that I used to drive in Forza. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's been a crazy roller coaster kind of life. But I would say the end result for me now is I want to be able to help others get into real estate. And I want to do that in a way where it not only is it affordable, but I can also help people who are in similar positions like me. I was fortunate to have that one leg up working for a flipper. And although he didn't really give me all the sauce, he gave me a lot of sauce that I wouldn't have had if I didn't know him. Hard money lenders, how to purchase a property, what was a good buy and not a good buy, how to evaluate a deal. I didn't go to real estate school. I don't have a real estate license. So I learned all this stuff just by watching this one guy do it. So for me, I feel like the right thing to do at this point in life is to give back. And that's why I created Rapid Home. So you guys seen my branding, you seen my company. The whole point of Rapid Home is to create a real estate automation where we can help others get into real estate at a subpar cost, and we're even willing to co-sign these deals for individuals who are serious about learning about real estate. So that's really powerful. Like, who's out there co-signing deals for a stranger? Nobody.
Nah, nobody does that.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to change the way real estate is seen, change the perception, make it easier for individuals who want to step into entrepreneurship and become entrepreneurs. So it's interesting.
So let me ask you a question, because people always say that New York is one of the most terrible markets to buy a house and flip. Like, it's so hard. The spread is not there. You should be looking out of state. There's bigger margins. What do you have to say about that?
So here's the raw truth, bro. And I know I'm going to get backlash for this, but I'm going to keep it what I believe.
Speak your truth.
New York is the best market you can flip in. And the reason I say that is because it has nothing to do with like buy and hold. Buy and hold is horrible. Do not buy properties and hold here. Like, you will suffer. But it's a great market because the margins are actually good if you purchase correctly. We have some of the best deals that hit the market, and it's because a lot of people, for some reason, I feel like most people in New York weren't really educated on their first purchase. And a lot of these houses that go into foreclosure could have been avoided, and half of these people like almost have their house paid off. So you'll stumble on these deals where people only owe $230,000, the bank selling the property, for whatever they foreclosed it on. And it's insane because these are the good deals that people don't talk about, Most people, they think, okay, I can't find a deal because I'm checking on the MLS. Or they're not going to the court auction steps. Like, people think these things are hard to do. Like, you can go down to Hempstead Courthouse, the Mineola steps, and literally they have auctions every single day. Obviously, buy with caution and do your homework, but there's no reason you can't find a good deal. The only reason you can't find a good deal is because you're not educated on where to get those deals. And I feel like if you have that guidance and you have that background in order to evaluate these deals and make good choices, you will make a lot of money in Long Island. I've never done a deal other than my, first deal that made less than $60,000.
Wow. And that's a good spread.
Yeah.
That's a good spread. That was gonna be my next question. Is like, where are you finding these deals? Because we have a lot of people that tune in. We have a very wide audience, right? Younger audience, seasoned audience. Where are you finding these deals, and where can people find these deals?
Yeah, absolutely. So the best advice I can give anybody stepping into this, especially in New York and Long Island where we're located, is to network. Some of the best deals I've got are coming from agents who have like ins with the banks, have these foreclosure deals or or things like that. You know, most of the deals I get is because somebody knew somebody who has a property. Or door knocking, bro. A lot of people think door knocking is dead. Like, door knocking is not dead. There's people in tight situations, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if you're willing to help them and get them out of it, people have a choice. It's like, hey, foreclose, lose my house, and screw up my credit, or sell my property, get a little bit of money, and, you know, be able to restart. You know, and that's what you show when you're door knocking. A lot of people, they try to just go with the sales tactic. And I know you know, because you're in real estate, you know, you're a salesperson. So you know how it is when you door knock, bro. Like, if you come off too strong or wrong, you're not going to get that sale.
Hey, make sure you check us out at the realestateandchillpodcast.com. Buy your real estate merch now. Real estate merch with swag. A brand for hustlers only. Let's go!
Can't.
Yeah.
I tell people that I train all the time, you can't, for the fellas, right? You can't just go up to a girl and be like, yo, give me a number. It don't work. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work that way.
Yo, Kevin. Oh, that was such a funny analogy. I love that.
It's true. I tell Ernest all the time, bro. You can't just walk up to a girl and be like, yo, give me a number, and expect her to give you your number. It's
not gonna
you
work.
can't. It's not going to work. That's like you walking up to a seller, yo, sell your house for me. It doesn't work.
Bro. No, well, I will say this. It may work 1 out of like 1,000 tries.
Right.
And then that one that it does work, bro, major red flag.
Because that seller's desperate. But it's true though.
Yeah,
right?
bro.
I always tell people this. As long as I know why you want to sell, where you want to go, and when you want to be there by, I have all the tools I need to know to close you. That's all I need.
Yep.
What we do on a daily basis is collect data. We need information. And this, any website, anything that you go on, all they're doing is collecting your data. When you're putting it in your email for a website, they're collecting your data. Everywhere you go, they're collecting data. Win this free car, but here, put your first name, your last name, your address, your email. They're collecting data.
Your soul, like everything.
Literally.
Everything.
But I'll tell you this, like, from my standpoint too, because a lot of people ask me like, oh, how do you, like, because my retention rate with my clients is so high that people ask me, how do you keep all these clients? The thing is, one, no pressure. I'm not pressuring anybody. Everything is situational with everything that we all do here, right? People need to sell a house, it's a situational thing. People want to buy a house, situational thing. People need a mortgage, situational thing. So the demand is already there. Like, it's already present. The next thing is when they're asking me questions, to all my competitors, here you go, free information. But like, it's just asking questions. What are you looking for? What kind of loan? What's your credit? What kind of loan fits you best with this? Are you comfortable with paying PMI or not? Like, these kinds of things that you ask them, it sells itself, because what are we really doing? We're putting people in better situations. We're helping them do that. We don't have to sell anything, right?
Exactly. So, and this goes back to one of my main points, just in general. You know, it's value. When you're giving somebody value, especially when they're in a tight spot, they're gonna make a smart decision. You know what I'm saying? You're giving somebody a choice that they didn't have before. And I'm sure it's the same thing in mortgages, and I definitely know it's the same thing when you're you know, door knocking and doing door to door. If you're building value on somebody who's in a tight spot, it's like, hey, this person's trying to help me. But if you hit them, they're like, hey, I know you're foreclosing and you don't pay your bills. How about you leave and I give you money? Like, who's gonna ever like give good energy to that? You know what I'm saying? But if you come to somebody respectfully, you're like, hey, listen, I know you're in a tight spot. I'm willing to help you out, and this is what I can do and offer you. And if you're interested, give me a call. That person is going to reach out to you, you know? And it's the same thing when I purchase houses that have, like, occupied tenants, because, you know, a lot of these good deals, they have unpaying tenants that haven't paid in probably since before COVID. And, you know, a lot of them get irate, bro. They're like, yo, you're kicking me out of my house. This is where I live. This is my space. So rather than me going there hostile and be like, hey, I bought this house, it's mine now, you got to go, and creating that problem, it's so much easier to just speak to these people. At the end of the day, they're human. You know what I'm saying? We're all human, and we should all have some level of respect and some level of kindness, bro. We live in a world with a lot of hate. So why am I going to go, you know, make somebody who's already having a shitty time in their life and make it worse? If I can go and help this person out, I'm going to do that. So a lot of these, like, houses that I get with occupied tenants, I go and just have conversations on, like, human beings. Like, hey, listen, look, I'm not here to tell you to leave. None of that. I understand the situation you're in. I know COVID messed things up, because COVID messed things up for a lot of people. How can I help you? You know, in a sense, is like, you know, I need this house. You know, I do need it vacant. But how can I help you? Do you need time? Is it a money factor? Is there something I can do to help you get back on your feet? And a lot of the time, you'll see a positive response, you know? When you're not attacking somebody, they give you a lot better feedback. And
100%.
most people don't understand that.
Like, actually care. Actually give a shit
Yes.
about what you're doing.
Yes.
That's the main thing, because a lot of people just say, like, they're chasing the checks. Like, we talk about this all the time. A lot of people are just chasing a check, but the money will come. Just care about what you do. And
Yeah.
if you don't care about what you do, don't do it.
It comes down to passion, too. Like, if you're just, like, cocky and arrogant about everything you do, how are you ever going to be successful? You know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
Yes, you can build a name for yourself that way and you can have all these nice things, but are you going to feel good about yourself? Are you helping somebody? You know what I'm saying? What is the background to your story?
Right.
And most people, when they touch money, bro, they
change.
Yeah, it's like crazy. You know, I'm grateful that I never went through that stage. I've always been humble about the little things. But it's crazy.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're in the people business. You know, we deal with people. You know, even though we're in sales and flipping and everything else like that, we deal with people. And mortgages, you have to, like you said, everything is situational based.
Yeah, and believe it or not, bro, a lot of these deals that I get, other investors went and knocked on this door and they attempted to purchase these houses from the auction. Because, you know, before we buy anything at auction, we're going to go knock on the door and see what's up. See if somebody answers, if it's vacant. And a lot of these guys, they go to these doors and they come off really arrogant. They're like, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to buy your house this week. They haven't even, like, put in a bid yet. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like, how can you expect anybody to give you a positive response? Like, good story. The house you're listing for me, Elmont.
Yeah.
That had a, you know, I'm not going to call him a squatter, but that had a guy.
That's his house? Yeah. Yo, I DM'd him about that house. I was like, yo, that's a nice ass house. I was like, whoever built the house.
Yo, we did like, I did like a, not even like a, I don't even know, like a 40-second like Instagram video on my phone, and people were like, yo, this is the nicest house. Oh my gosh.
I honestly like I see a lot of houses, but like sometimes I like houses a little bit extra.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I saw him listen, I was like, that's mad nice. I like
That's a rapid home. That's
Yeah,
a
I like that.
rapid home renovation.
So
It's
that's
beautiful.
That's exactly what we're trying to build too. So not to get off topic, because I'm going to get back to this squatter story, but you know, the houses we build with Rapid Home, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build like this form idea of, hey, this is the pamphlet that we're going to follow. All of our contractors have to follow it, and all of our houses are going to be very similar in style, but they're always going to have that over-the-top difference. It's not like a house, because a lot of houses that are flipped have a bad name. Like, oh, don't buy somebody who flips
for
houses.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we don't build that way. Everything we do is like to the T. Most of the houses I get, I gut them down to the bones, and we renovate them top to bottom. And you see the finishes. Finishes are always beautiful.
That stonework, everybody who comes in the house, that stonework is like, wow, he must have spent a lot of money. It's like, yeah, you can see this is not an ordinary flip.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This is a home. It's a rapid home.
Kudos to
There
you
we
for
go.
that.
I like that. See?
Kudos to you for that, because I feel like a lot of people like cutting corners, as you said. Like,
Yeah.
but I could just tell, just from looking at it. I don't even have to step foot in the house, and I can tell already.
Yeah.
Yours, you just know. Like, at some point, obviously, you get to the point where you just like see a house, you know, but like when you see it, like, you know the difference between like a house that just has nail polish on it and then a house that like you really put the work into.
Well, that's literally what we're trying to do with the brand. So, you know, Rapid Home as a brand, we want to have that name that we offer these beautiful houses at affordable rates. Because there was a point in life where I had a hard time buying a house. And with rates shooting through the roof and all this crazy stuff going on in the world, it's becoming unaffordable to buy houses now, bro. It's like really hard. And I know you know, because you're doing numbers all day.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who was approved 7 months ago for, let's say, $600,000 is probably only approved for like $400 now. Or am I wrong there?
Yeah, a few year difference, but like, yeah, like you're there. Like,
It's insane. You know what I'm saying? So we're really trying to build beautiful luxury homes at affordable rates, and you never hear those things go together.
Nah, you don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that though. I like that.
That's a good move. I like that.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to help us stand out from the competition. You know, there's a lot of people on Long Island doing the same thing as me, and, you know, everybody does beautiful houses, but it's the price point, you know? And at some point, it's like you can't get greedy. If I get little wins, I'm cool with 10 little wins compared to one super huge win, you know? And I know I'm doing a good thing. Like, I'm helping a family get into a house they wouldn't normally be able to get into.
I have 2 questions for you before we wrap up.
Yeah.
First question. On the auction, so you personally go to auctions and you buy houses from auctions? That's like one way you get houses?
So I don't personally go to the auction myself. I have partners that go and they do, you know, the market analysis. They go knock on the doors. I'm at a point where I've stepped back, but I used to do that, yes.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So that's an active way for people to still at least check it out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anybody can go. It's not like you need a license or anything special to go there. The list is on the courthouse like board. So if you go up the steps and like right to your right before you enter the building in Mineola, you'll see a board, and it has like all of the lawsuit cases for foreclosures. You can take the addresses down. This is free sauce, guys, by the way. This is like really good. You can go there. You can literally see how many houses are going up for auction this week. You can Google the addresses, pay PropStream. It's like, I think, what, $100 now a month? And it'll literally give you a whole market analysis on if it's a good buy or not. And just do your homework, go knock on the door, be respectful, talk to these people, understand that these people foreclosing already going through shit. Don't make their life harder, you know?
Yeah.
And that's it. Just be a people person, and you can buy houses at really good deals at the auction.
I think it's something that people would really appreciate hearing. Because, this is like the most stressful situation that they're probably ever in.
Yeah.
So, I think they would really appreciate you, hearing you say that, honestly.
So I'm going to backpedal a little bit. What do you say to the people? Because there's always going to be people who are negative or people who are just hating or that just don't understand the process. What do you say to the people? And it's going to be a little bit of a tough question. The people who say, oh, you're just benefiting off people who are losing in life and, you're making money off families who are in unfortunate situations.
Oh, Kevin took it there.
Yeah. So, no.
This is the Real Estate and Chill podcast. We have to put it out.
Before you answer it, just from knowing the type of person you are, I already know how you're going to answer it. But proceed, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna lay it out as in the right way where I see it every day, right? Yes, we're making money on somebody's downfall, right? But if we don't do it, somebody else is, and they're not going to help those people at all. You understand? So the way I look at it is, hey, I'm giving these people an opportunity that they wouldn't have if I didn't touch them. You understand what I'm saying? If somebody else goes and purchases their house, they're going to say, go for yourself, and pretty much kick them to the curb or evict them through the courthouse. But if I'm giving somebody $40,000 and I'm like, hey, I understand you're in a tight spot. I'm willing to give you this money. Can this help you in your life? And that's unheard of. That's for the camera. Nobody out here is giving anybody $40,000. The Elmont house, the house that you're selling for me, literally I gave that guy $50,000. Not because $50,000 to get out. Wow. Not because I needed to, not because of anything. Because he was in a tight spot and he came to me as a person. And when we first spoke, bro, he was cursing me out like crazy. When I say, I mean, he literally cursed me out while I was walking back to my car. I came back the next day and tell me how the guy was like, I'm really sorry. I'm going through a tough time. X, Y, and Z is happening. He has like a wife. His wife in Philippines was having problems with her family. I was like, listen, man, I'm not here to fight. I'm not here to put you on the street. I was like, if you need time in the house, take time. He was like, can I have 3 months? I was like, take the 3 months. I was like, can I offer you cash to help you in your situation? He was like, yeah, I really need $30,000. He didn't ask me for 50. I was like, here's 50, bro. I know I'm going to make money on the house. I already did my numbers on the deal. I knew the deal I was getting into. I knew what I was able to give that guy. And people are going to be like, why did you give away $20,000? And it all goes back to the same thing, bro. If you can help somebody out who's in a less fortunate situation than you, just do it. You're going to get it back 20, 30 times, I'm Christian, so I believe, bro, if I give, I'm going to get it back. God's going to bless me in some type of other way. So, yes, we're making money on an unfortunate situation, but that doesn't mean we have to be greedy about it. Obviously, there's more than enough money for everybody, and that's the circle of life. If everybody gets money and everybody eats, guess what? The circle is going to keep on going.
I love that, bro. That was a perfect answer.
Perfect answer. See, he didn't even break a sweat.
No, I knew because
he didn't break a sweat. I asked the question because I knew he was prepared. All right, I was not setting him up for a trap. He's a professional. No, but again, people,
I know,
people ask that question all the time when I'm looking at videos and podcasts. And people are always commenting that. So to hear it in perspective for somebody who's really out in the field is important.
Yeah.
Because these people don't understand.
But what else can you really if you're doing everything that you can for everybody throughout this whole entire path, right? Like obviously it's a business, right? Whatever. We'll put that to the side, but you're trying to help people out in the most difficult situations of their life. And you help them to the best of your ability. And that's all you can ask for, right? How can somebody complain about that?
That's true.
That's what it is,
Before I interrupted you had a second question to your question. What was that second question?
That second question was about what Kevin's wearing, our new merch.
Oh,
check it out.
realestateandchillpodcast.com.
Yes.
That. Hey, make sure you check us out at the realestateandchillpodcast.com. Buy your real estate merch now. Real estate merch with swag. A brand for hustlers only. Let's go.
Oh, no squatters.
Shirt,
bro. I gotta hook you up. I gotta hook you up.
This is literally what I was going to ask you, because after you go to the auctions, buy the house, my next question was going to be, what do you do if people are occupying the house when you're there? And then you answer that question.
Yeah,
obviously, with that,
and I mean, listen too. This is like the best case scenarios. Don't get me wrong, guys. There is times where we purchase properties And people just really, you can't get through their head. They don't want money. They don't want nothing. They're stuck on the house. And unfortunately, we can be as cooperative as possible. But there will be times where you guys do have to take, a tenant to court. At the end of the day, they're a tenant. You purchased that property. Yep. And there's also a business aspect to it. So, yes, we're going to do everything we can for these people. We're going to make sure we can help them, give them as much as we can. But at some point, if they don't want to do
accept your help,
we have to, unfortunately evict them. And still, it's okay. New York has, the best fucking tenant laws ever. So most of these people can stay there another year, bro. Yeah.
New York laws are the worst for tenants.
For us.
For landlords.
Good for them.
Yes. It's good for the tenant, the squatter, but it's not good for the landlord or the owner and the investor.
Yeah. Horrible for us. Really good for them. So, I've had squatters that have been in properties for extended amounts of time. And, some of these people, they don't want money, bro. They don't want anything. They just know this is all I want to do.
They just want to live there until they get kicked out.
Are
you still knocking on, just say you see a property, are you still hitting a door? Would you still stop by?
Bro, I don't care what car I'm driving. I don't care
what
neighborhood
bro, you're crazy though.
Yeah.
What car you got outside? Yeah. Bro, if you're pulling up in a Lambo and somebody's in there yo, I want 100,000. I'm sure you parking the car down the block and walking up. Because I'm not parking up to the Lambo and be like, you know what? Yeah.
Bro, but I've been there. I've done it. And what's the funny thing is that a lot of people think that they're like, oh, you got a Lambo. That must mean you have money. It's no, I worked hard for it. I don't have it because I have money. It's I worked hard for it. So
I'll be fronting, man. I'll be nah, that's rented. I'm just flexing on social media. That's not even my.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm crazy. If I see a house and I'm driving through a neighborhood, bro, I will hop out of that Lambo. I will go knock on that door. Those people will see my Lambo in front of their house and be like, what do you want? I'm like, hey, you interested in selling your house? And they'll give me outrageous numbers. It's cool, bro. It's part of the sales process. It makes it more energizing.
All right, so I'm glad you said this because
you really just said that you want it to be harder for you, bro.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying that because I have a situation where I have a house, right? Difficult guy. I'm going to give you the address. Let me know. I'm going to give him the address. Yo, you got this on camera, right? I'm going to give him the address. I want to see him pull up to this house because this guy is difficult, bro. But the opportunity is there. It's a high ranch.
Okay, so here's my two questions. I'll tell you right now, 9 out of 10 if I can close them.
You can close him. He can be closed. I'm just gonna put it like that. He can be closed. He's just a difficult person to deal with.
Is it the money factor?
It's the money factor.
Okay, so we can make it happen.
I'm gonna give you the address off camera. I'm gonna give you the address off camera. It's a high ranch.
Second collaboration. Me and Kevin. We're gonna make this deal.
We're gonna make it happen.
See this. I'm
gonna give you the address. You got to record this. You got to pull it to the house.
I'm gonna vlog it.
All right.
I'm gonna vlog it. And we're gonna bring
I'm gonna give you the address. It's an amazing opportunity. We'll talk a little bit off camera more.
Yeah.
When we're done with this, but I want to see you lock this guy in because I think that you guys will really hit it off with him.
Can you guys both go there right after this?
I got appointments after this, but I want to see him go there.
Yo, send me the video. I need to see this.
Yeah, I'll make it happen. I'll put it on my schedule. We'll talk to him and we'll make it happen, bro. You know how it is. That's the whole point of Wrap It Home. Make it happen.
Yeah, like I said,
we do it rapidly.
That's an amazing deal. An amazing deal. I tried to get it myself, but it didn't work out with him. It wasn't working. But this is an amazing deal.
So we gotta explore it.
Yeah. I'll give you the address after this. And second question. Social media. You're really big on social media. When did you start to realize, you know what, I gotta be on social media to expand my brand?
So, I left out one key thing. So from 18 to now, I did pretty much flip houses and real estate. But when COVID hit, there was nothing to do. Everything was on a stop. And I wasn't making money. And I had a lot of rentals. So I was like, what can I do fast to make money? I got into the automotive business. So getting into the automotive business, right? I just lost my fucking train of thought, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
You got into the automotive business.
No,
with social media. So social media.
Your question, it pertains to your question. Social media. So yeah, there we go. No, we're back on track. We're back on track. So, I got into the automotive business for that little short time. I had partners, and I noticed that social media was doing really good for cars. And it was I used to advertise cars and tell people I had deals. And this was a little thing I was doing on the side to get through COVID. People wanted cars. They didn't want to take public transportation or none of that. So I opened a brokerage, leasing brokerage, what everybody does. And I made good money off of it for a little while. And I found out that people react very well when you sell things on social media, especially if they already have some type of emotional attachment to it. So if they're going and they're already looking for cars and they have their mindset that they need to buy a car and they see you talking about the car they want or cars in general, they're going to react. So I took what I learned from that business, you know, because obviously it wasn't what I wanted to do. It was just doing it for some quick cash during COVID. We took that experience and we brought it over to real estate. And the feedback was incredible. Not only were we getting people excited to follow us and learn about real estate, we were also getting people who wanted to invest with us, people who wanted to learn more. So we got incredible feedback, and we just kept going with it. So if you see my page, I don't sell anything, you know? A lot of these guys out there are doing content. You see, like, they're selling stuff, you know? They're selling courses, mentorships. Me, it's just like, hey, I'm doing this for you guys. And if you like my content, great, you know? And if you don't, well, I guess there's somebody else you might like. Maybe I didn't resonate with what you like. But I just do content because I like it, you know? So I do videos, I shoot content, and I do it to give back, you know? Like I said, I'm very fortunate to get into this at the age that I did and be as successful as I am. And I want to give that back any way I can. Same thing with the automation real estate from Rapid Home that we're dropping. That automation, when you guys see the deal, it's like, Ray, how are you making money on this? And the truth is, we don't, you know? We're co-signing for these people. We're giving them a 70-30% profit split where they keep 70% of the flip. We only keep 30% of it. Wow. And we're handling everything A to Z. So they can be in, Los Angeles and flip a house here in Long Island, and we'll pretty much handle everything for them. Acquisition, to the sale, to the running the numbers and making sure the deal makes sense, to construction, and even selling the property. Maybe you might be able to sell some of these houses, Kevin. So
of course, man, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this automation thing is just another way that we want to give back to the community and give back to the individuals who are looking to become entrepreneurs and are maybe in positions like me, starting from the beginning and not knowing where to go. A lot of people come into money and they have no idea what to do with it. So we're going to give them an opportunity to do the right things with their money.
That's how we connected on social media too.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah. So he reached out. Remember I was telling you a while back, we got to have Ray on. And I was speaking to my mom on the phone and I see his call coming in. I'm like, oh, interesting. So I didn't pick up because I was talking to my mom. And then I hang up and I get a DM. He's like, yo, I got a house for you you to sell. I was like, damn, what the heck? What are the odds? Because I was going to reach out to him to have him on the show too. And it just so happened you reached out first.
Yeah, so that's the same thing. Like I said, I believe in networking. And I was watching Kevin for a little while. He does great content. You got good content,
appreciate it,
bro.
too, man.
So, I could kind of, even though I didn't meet him, I could kind of relate because I saw the content he was doing. I saw he was passionate about selling his houses. And, obviously I'm not going to say anything negative. I'm just going to say that the person who was selling the house for me just wasn't passionate the way I would be or the representation of my company and how I carry myself. So I decided, I was like, hey, this guy resonates with all my beliefs. And even though I haven't met him yet, I'm pretty sure he's going to be the one and the right one to get the job done. So I gave him Elmont, and hopefully, it's the start of a beautiful relationship.
Of course, man. Of course.
Of
course.
Invite me to this open house. I want to sit in that house. I like that house.
Yeah, we're going to have an open house this weekend, so definitely you'll be coming in.
We have like a huge hot tub in the bathroom in the master. It's
all right, so I'll be chilling.
All right.
Relax. Before we end off, flex a little bit. Nicest car you have owned since you've been in real estate. Is it the Lambo that you have outside?
Man, so I'm going to be completely honest. I just made a video about how much I like the Lambo, and having it for like 3 months now, I'm going to be honest and say it's super uncomfortable, bro. So, I'm a bigger guy, and being cramped up in that little Huracan is like a death trap. I feel like I'm moving down my time. So yeah, it looks nice. Yeah, I get compliments. It's super fast. It's super nice. But as far as the nicest car I've owned that I'm comfortable and I enjoy, I have to say it was my Urus. Lamborghini Urus.
Damn, why'd you get rid of that?
That's a nice whip.
Well, long story. I had the Urus and I was like, you know what? Urus is cool, but everybody keeps calling it a Porsche. And I was like, bro, how do you mix up a Porsche with a Lambo?
There's no way. The body's so different.
What are they related to? What kind of Porsche?
People are weird, bro. The Cayenne.
I was going to say the Cayenne.
So it looks nothing like the Urus.
Nah. Well, now the Urus has like more body curves and lines.
Yeah, it looks like. I guess I can see what you're saying, but to me, it's just like. No, the Cayenne on steroids.
Well, it's a different. If you're like a car guy, you're gonna know that's a Urus.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, to the public, it's like everybody was like, he's driving a Porsche, and it's mad weird, bro. And I got it so many times at a point where I was like, okay, clearly there's something here It is not right. I didn't work this hard to own a Porsche. Nothing wrong with Porsche, guys, but the point was I got a Lambo. That's all I wanted. so I got rid of that, and I ended up purchasing a Ferrari 488. The Ferrari 488 was probably the best coupe that I've ever owned. It was comfortable. It was super fast. It was nice. It was better than the Huracan. Huracan's faster, but that was like the better everyday car for what I do anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Are you a fan of electric cars?
Yes and no. Okay. No, because I feel like they're a body with no soul. Yeah.
I like that.
He's got the Tesla outside, so.
No, I didn't bring Tesla.
But you see what I'm saying? So it's like, I like electric cars. I like the idea. I just looked at a Model X, and I was going to purchase it. I actually put in a purchase order. I'm waiting for them to ship me one with the specs I want. And I'm doing it for the actual
tax credit.
What's the right word? It's damn, I can't even think of the word right now. It's like it's not comfortability, but it's the practicalism of it. You know, it's a very practical everyday car.
Yeah, I like
It's
Teslas.
not loud. It drives itself. I don't have to drive. I drive a lot, bro. So I'm like hands-on on all my projects. I like to drive everywhere. So driving a Huracan everywhere is not practical, bro. And I'm not gonna lie. It's not that I have to drive the Huracan every day. I have a Jeep. I have other daily cars. But it's like, bro, if I have a Huracan,
You gotta drive.
I'm gonna drive the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How do you do with the Long Island potholes, bro?
yo, I'll say this: after maybe like a month of owning the Huracan, it's kind of just like coordination. You kind of just get used to it. You're just used to like swerving all the time. I had a state trooper pull me over on the Southern State one time. He's like, "You're swerving." I was like, "Yeah, you would too if you're driving this car." And it was funny because he just laughed and let me go. I was like, "Bro, these potholes are crazy." I was like, "You would swerve too."
I was getting
like,
flats.
Have a nice
like,
day.
I probably got like there was 1 year where I got like 12 flats in a year.
Sheesh.
It was crazy. And not even in a Lambo, bro. It was just a regular BMW.
I hope you had like tire and wheel
Oh
insurance.
no, I had
bro.
run
It's like-
flats, and then I had the tire protection package, whatever.
Yeah, bro.
But Long
because-
Island is.
You know, like, I would say to anybody buying a car, like, tire and wheel is, like, probably the biggest scam out there, right? But if you live in New York,
It's the
it
best
literally
thing ever.
freaking makes sense. Because if you crack a rim, bro, it's like $1,600. And if you pop a tire, it's like another $800. Especially with these
crazy.
cars, these low-profile tires, and even, like, Mercedes now, they have, like, Pirelli tires, and they're literally specific to Mercedes. It makes no sense, bro. Like, why would you make a tire specific to one car?
It always makes it difficult because whenever I have to get my car like the tire replaced, I always got to keep it there for like a while, and then I gotta like Uber everywhere for like the rest of the day.
And I don't know what it is with New York dealerships. They don't give loaners. You ever try to get a loaner? It's like mad hard. It's like, oh, I need a
You
loaner.
gotta like
car.
book it in advance.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, though, bro. Everybody books them out, and it's like they're 3 months out for a loaner car. So it's like, what do you do? Just leave my car there and like take Uber? Like,
Yeah, that's what I have to do because I have to like go there and then come back at the end of the day. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna go to my house, get an Uber to my house, pick up a car, and then go to work. I'm just like, I'll just
yeah,
Uber
bro.
straight
I'm just
there,
gonna
like-
Uber or leave my car at the dealership. Like, bro, just fix my tire. Like,
But Ray, tell us, where can everyone reach out to you? Where can everyone find you?
yeah, absolutely. So you guys can find me on Instagram at Ray William Ramirez. We're starting up our YouTube channel. Same thing at Ray William Ramirez. We try to keep it transparent on all platforms, so it's literally just my name. Keep a lookout for Rapid Home and the automation we're dropping. I think that's going to bring a lot of value to people. I know everybody's always asking me, do I have a course? Am I teaching? Am I doing paid mentorships? No, I'm not. Not right now. Maybe that's something we can explore later, but right now, the only thing we have going is the Rapid Home automation. It's going to be really big, and it's going to be a really good opportunity for anybody who's looking to get into real estate. So if you guys are interested in getting in real estate and making money passively with somebody who has a proven background in real estate, look out for our automation when it drops because it's going to be really big, and we're only taking a certain amount of students.
I love that.
Awesome, man. Amazing episode. Again, $1 million episode.
Millions of gems.
Resonate a lot with you. Hispanic, young. I mean, I feel young. Christian,
You're still
too.
young, bro.
Don't get them too happy, bro.
We got a lot in common, bro, but I appreciate you. It's an honor to have you here. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Share the episode. Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's been fun, and yeah, let's do it again sometime. Maybe
course.
maybe
Right.
episode like 200.
We got it. All right,
Special
so
guest.
we're gonna make this clip the intro to the next one. Once you guys get that listing, You're gonna come back and tell us the story.
Oh, 100%.
We're gonna hear the whole story from start to finish because I think a lot of people want to know like how this thing. So we're gonna dive into it. When that happens,
I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'm gonna text you it.
What we'll do is we'll make it a YouTube because I need more YouTube content. So we'll make it a YouTube content. You guys good with that?
Of course.
I'm with it. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, that was the latest episode of Real Estate and Chill podcast. We will see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the Real Estate and Chill podcast with James Chaudhry and Kevin Iglesias. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this with your friends, your enemies, your mother-in-law. No, seriously, this podcast is so fucking good.